One of the projects, sir, that has been supported by governments, Labor and Liberal, for very many years is investment from the Education Department in supporting community language schools in South Australia. What used to be known as ethnic schools or ethnic and community language schools, and are now understood better by the title of community language schools. We celebrate National Community Language Schools Day on the 21st of May. We have nearly 100 community language schools throughout South Australia, and indeed they are teaching culture, language, history, heritage, stories, and indeed, particularly language, as I already mentioned, in more than at least 47 languages to thousands of children and young people from around South Australia. Many of these children and young people are learning languages and culture and heritage and stories from their own traditions, from their own family traditions. Really impressively, a number of the students, when I've been to events at whether it's at the Vietnamese Community Language School, the Bo Day Vietnamese School, the Duc Lo Vietnamese Ethnic School, or indeed the Vietnamese Community SA Chapter School, I've indeed appreciated the fact that they've accepted students from non-Vietnamese backgrounds, as indeed I've met students attending one of our many Greek schools from non-Greek backgrounds. I think former Education Minister Jane Lomax-Smith tells the story that because her children had Greek neighbours and their kids went to the Greek school, her kids went to one of the Greek schools as well. These schools aren't just serving their own communities, but they do look out. But that service to their own communities is tremendously important. So I pay tribute to all of those educators, volunteers, teachers, principals, administrators of those community language schools. Some of them are paid staff. The vast majority are in fact volunteers. And I also pay tribute to their parents, because whether it's on a Saturday morning, whether it's on a Sunday morning, perhaps after church, or whether it's a weeknight, that extra work that they go to take their children to the community language school benefits not just their children, but also benefits our entire state. The children understanding better their heritage and the stories of their parents, their grandparents, having a sense of place in the world, having a confidence in their culture and their background, that's an asset for them. That helps harmony and well-being in our community. The language they learn, I'm particularly grateful for and appreciative of. Because a student who has more than one language aptitude, whether they speak English in another language or in some cases a number of languages, that is a benefit to the student for the rest of their life. It's a benefit to the student for the rest of their education in particular. Learning a language helps unlock pathways in the brain that assist students learning other subjects too. But it's more than that. It's more than what it offers that student. It unlocks economic potential in that student to be more productive once they are in the workforce, if they speak other languages, which benefits all of us. But culturally, it benefits our state as well. For students to be able to share their culture with each other in the classroom, indeed in the playground at their mainstream school as well, having a stronger understanding of their heritage and customs, that's one of the things that helps make South Australia the multicultural success story, sir, that I believe it is. And so I particularly want to take an opportunity to pay credit to all of those schools and principals and staff and parents from around South Australia and so many different schools who undertake that work. I take a moment to reflect on some of the work that's undertaken by our mainstream schools, many of which do hosting for our community language schools. I was talking to the principal at Charles Campbell College just this morning, Kevin O'Neill. Charles Campbell College, which is in the member for Hartley's electorate, but certainly is one of the high schools that services my electorate. Charles Campbell College hosts the Adelaide Tamil Language School, the Adelaide Marathi Vidyala School, the Parish of Saints Raphael, Nicholas and Irene Greek School, and the Jivan Shilp School of Languages. I remember seeing the appreciation from some of these community language schools when Charles Campbell College agreed to be their host. Some of them had been in transition and moving. And that host relationship is so important. And so I commend Charles Campbell College, but all of the high schools around South Australia and primary schools. There are also some excellent primary schools that host this. I remember attending the Japanese school celebrations at Rose Park Primary School a couple of years ago. I pay tribute to all of those schools because it's an important thing that they do. It's not always a convenient thing to have a different school coming in and using classrooms, and that relationship requires some management and investment of time. But I hope those schools that are either already supporting community language schools or considering supporting community language schools in the future do so. That investment of time is worthwhile. It's an investment in our community, and obviously the relationship that the school can get from the community language schools is beneficial. Some of those community language schools have taken the opportunity in recent years. One of the things the Marshall Liberal government did upon election was invest in a program to provide extra support for community language schools to be able to teach students at a SACE level. Now, we have far too few. We have a slowly growing, but we'd love it to grow faster, number of students undertaking language studies at a SACE level, at a Year 12 level. It's a difficult thing to turn around quickly because if students aren't studying at Year 11, they don't do it at Year 12. If not at Year 10, then they're not doing it at Year 11. And when we came to power, there were actually not that many students studying it at Year 9 to Year 10 level, which has made turning the boat around difficult on those numbers. But community language schools are one of the avenues where we've been able to encourage more students to undertake SACE studies. And we now have 24 of our community language schools accredited to teach SACE level languages. And I commend the Adelaide Japanese Community School, the Alliance Française d'Adelaide, the Dak Lo Vietnamese School, which I mentioned before, the Greek Orthodox Community and Parish of Norwood and Eastern Suburbs Schools, the Greek Orthodox Community Schools, the Port Adelaide Greek School, the Hungarian Community School in Adelaide, the Latvian School of Adelaide, the School for the German Language, the School of St Nicholas Parish of Russian Orthodox Church Abroad, the Arabic Language School, the Al Salam Academy of Adelaide, the Sinhala Buddhist School, the Australian Druze Arabic School, the Somali Ethnic School of South Australia, the Association of Ukrainians in South Australia Community School, the A. Pushkin, I assume that's Alexander Pushkin Russian School, the Bantu Ethnic School of South Australia, the South Australian Tamil School, the Brazilian Ethnic School of South Australia, the Al Salam Arabic School, the Timbuktu Arabic School, the Sudanese Community Ethnic School, and the Russian School of Adelaide. All of those schools that are doing that extra work, that's a significant dedication of time and resources by those communities in getting their students up to fluency. Some of those schools service a number of schools. I was talking to the principal of one of the schools that's not on that list this morning, and they were talking about how they have a pathway working with their other school that does teach SACE level to help get students to go through there. So I also commend Bin Nguyen, the chair of the Community Language Schools Board, and Brett Shuttleworth, the executive officer, and also recognise the work that Daryl Buchanan did for many years, the former executive officer of Community Language Schools South Australia. Happy National Community Language Schools Day to all of those schools, the administrators, teachers and everyone else. And I'm really pleased to bring that work, that important work, to the attention of the House.